Step Out, Step In is a weekly podcast to encourage, motivate, inspire you to step out of your comfort zone, to step in to what you have been designed for and to do. Hello, this is David Joe. Please join me this and every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my Step Out, Step In podcast, live on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube page, like and follow me on Facebook and LinkedIn. One more favor, share and comment. Hope to see you on Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And gentlemen, it's such an honor. Again, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's such an honor to come before your presence again today. Sorry about last week. I was at a location where I thought I was going to be able to live stream, but the environment wasn't too conducive because of the background noise and all that. So the last minute, I decided to cancel just the last episode, just the last week's streaming. It wasn't the entire um, episode that I canceled. And I sincerely apologize for that. Things do happen. And so we thank God for today. Back live streaming on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And I just want you to share the link at least with somebody, with one person. And if that one person can also share with another person, and let's see how it goes. I'm so excited to be on today. Let me do this real quick. And okay, so please share the link. And I want to thank you all for the encouragement and all that. Doing this consistently doesn't come easy. There's a lot that goes into it. And again, I say good evening, everyone, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for tuning in to episode 18 of my weekly podcast, Step Out, Step In. And every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'll be hosting a live Step Out, Step In podcast on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. And again, I would like to say a big thank you to everyone that has subscribed to my YouTube page. Can I throw a challenge out there? Can you help me get to 100 subscribers this week? um, and if you haven't yet subscribed, please do so. And don't forget to click on the notification bell so that anytime I post something, you will be notified. And again, thank you for tuning in. Um, I also realized that there's something on Facebook to send stars. Um, so you can also click on it to send some stars on there. Okay. Let me see if I can. All right. Let's see here. Just give me one moment. Um, I'm still trying to. Okay. So please share the link if you're on. If you come on, please share the link with at least one person. And let that other person also share the link so we can get this to as many people as we can. Um, So every week, let me say this. My name is David Joe, and I am. What happened? Okay, let's see here. Okay, something. I think I lost the screen. Okay. All right. Let's proceed. Okay. Um, and again, my name is David Joe. I'm a pastor. I'm a person of faith, an author, a husband, a father to my wonderful biological and spiritual children, and I'm your friend. Uh, So please check out the other episodes on my YouTube page. You can also find me on LinkedIn and Facebook. LinkedIn and Facebook. You can follow me on, and please don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. And 2 weeks ago, I started on um, the power of purpose. And I said that there is purpose in power. First and foremost, God is a God of purpose. God is a God of purpose. Let's see here. Just give me one moment. Um, all right. God is a God of purpose, and everything that God does is for a purpose, is on purpose, and for His purpose. God does all things according to His purpose. And 2 weeks again, I defined purpose. And again, let me ask this question: that what is purpose? What is purpose? Now, purpose is the original intent of the creation of a thing that was in the mind of the creator of that thing. Now, let me repeat. Purpose is the original intent of the creation of a thing that was in the mind of the creator of the thing. So, the purpose is the reason for creation in a thing. The purpose is a reason of the creation of a thing. Purpose is a why of a thing. And nothing in life is without a purpose. Everything in life has a purpose. Everything in life has a purpose. You know, and 2 weeks ago I established that um, not every purpose is known as well. Number one, God is a God of purpose. Everything in life has a purpose, and not every purpose is known. It is said that where the purpose of a thing is unknown, abuse is inevitable. Abuse is bound to happen. Abuse is sure to happen. Abuse is unavoidable. So when you don't know the purpose of a thing, abuse is bound to happen. And because not every purpose of a thing is known, that is why sometimes or many times we kill roaches, we kill mosquitoes because we don't know their purpose. you know, and 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 it also means that if you don't know the purpose of a thing, all you can do is to abuse it. All you can do is to abuse it. So please check out the other episodes on YouTube. You can check out the last episode on YouTube on the power of purpose, the first part. And today I want to continue with where I left off. And again, thank you for tuning in to the live Step Out, Step In podcast. Please share the link and Let me see. And share the link. And let's see. Okay. And please comment as well. You can throw in some stars as well. Okay. All right. So, purpose is the key to fulfillment. Purpose is the key to fulfillment. You can never fulfill the true purpose for a thing unless you know what it's meant for. Now, every product that a manufacturer makes, he puts his name on it. Or let me say, he puts his image on it. You can check out the shirt or the dress you're wearing. You can check out your shoes. You can check out the phone you're holding, the purse you have. Every one of them, the car you drive, every one of them has the image of the manufacturer on it. I'm not advocating for, or I'm not advertising for Apple, but if you look at your Apple phone, it has a logo, or it has an image at the back of it. If you look at your car, the car you drive, it comes with an image on it. You know, your Apple phone has that image that identifies who they are. Now, every car, BMW, Mercedes, Honda, Nissan, Toyota, they all have symbols with their name on it. When you see the symbol, it identifies the type of car and who made it. That symbol or that name is called the image. Lexus has an image. Rolex has an image. Nike has an image. Nike has an image. And the last thing the manufacturer does is they put the last thing the manufacturer puts on the product is their image or their name. Thank you, Davida, for um, for tuning in. Thank you for the encouragement. Davida says, "Great one, great one, Pastor." All right, so please don't forget to comment. All right, and I said the last thing the manufacturer does is they put the image on the product. That is their name. The manufacturer will not stamp his image on the product until it is finished. After it's gone through the last thing, that is the last thing to do. And no product leaves the manufacturing assembly line until it is finished and tested. Sometimes we get our phones in a box all wrapped up and we think it's all new. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been tested. So when you get it, you think it's new, but to the manufacturer, it is not new because they have to test it to make sure everything is working before they send it out to the retailer to sell it to us. In fact, the manufacturer hires people to test these products and to ensure that these features on the products are functioning, just like your phone. When they send it out, they know you can make and receive calls because why? It has been tested. They know you can access your voicemail because why? They know they have tested it. They know you can send text messages and receive text messages because it has been tested. After the product has been tested, it goes to the end of the line and they put their image on it. And it is packaged, wrapped, and before they seal the box or they send it out, they put a user's guide or the manual in it. Now, you realize that most of the time when you open the box of that product, the first thing you see is the small book, the user's guide, and the money. That is what the manufacturer puts on. No manufacturer allows their product to leave their plant unless the product is finished and fully tested. In other words, when you receive a cell phone in a box, fully wrapped, it is new, not really new because it has been tested. As I said earlier, the manufacturer is sure that the product will work, and that is why they add the small book or that booklet to read. Now, the booklet is known as the user's guide or the manual and has a lot of promises that comes with it. It has a lot of promises. I said earlier, let me use Apple and a disclaimer. I have not been paid to advertise for Apple. Unfortunately, I don't have an Android phone, so what I have is what I'm using. Now, this phone can make and receive calls. This phone can surf and browse the internet. This phone can stream live on Facebook, IG, YouTube, LinkedIn. And this phone's battery can last for 8 hours. How do they know? And everything is written in the manual because it has already been tested. And the sad thing is, a lot of people don't read the user's guide to know almost all the functions in the product or all the functionalities of the phone. Yes. As I was preparing this, I checked how many functions of the iPhone which people don't, or features which people don't even use. And I realized that it's about 31 features. There are about 31 features that people don't even know about. That's a lot. So sometimes we're only using about 10% of it. Making calls, making and receiving calls, sending out text messages and receiving text messages, checking our emails, browsing the internet, Facebook, we go on social media, WhatsApp and all that. And this means that we are operating under and living below its privilege. There are a whole lot of functions and a whole lot of features that comes with it. But because we don't know all that, we are underutilizing it. And that is where most people find themselves. Most people are stuck because they have not read the manual of their life given to us by our manufacturer and creator, God. Do you realize that the last two keywords in the user's guide at the back of it are guarantee and warranty? The last two at the back of the user's guide are guarantee and warranty. Guarantee and warranty. Warranty means that the entire company is behind the product. So if anything goes wrong, if there is a defect, the manufacturer will recall the product and the manufacturer will replace the product for free. The manufacturer is ready to bear the total cost of shipping the product to them. They will either repair or replace it for free, and they will ship it back to you at their expense. Especially, let's take car manufacturers. When they identify a defect, they will immediately send out information to the car owners. With other products, that is why when you get a product, there's a warranty paper in it that tells you fill this out and send it out to them. They want your information not because they like you, but they want to protect their product. So car manufacturers are best known to then immediately recall their vehicles when they detect a defect. And once the defect, they will send you letters in the mail. They'll make sure they get hold of you, and they will tell you that it doesn't matter how much it costs. It's going to cost them. They'll give you even a rental car for the number of days your vehicle is going to be in the shop till they fix it. For free, they'll fix it for free because they know there's nothing more expensive than their name or their image being tarnished. There's nothing more expensive. Think about it. I know you've gone in some products that it didn't go well. And when you send out a review, a negative review, it affects them so much. So they don't think about the cost of it, but they will send you out, they will send out and they'll try to get you replace the fix your vehicle for free. You know, when God decided to create a product called man, God tested you before he put his image on you. You know, as a person of faith. Let me quote a few scriptures here. In Genesis chapter 1 and verse 26, the Bible said, Then God said, Let us make man in our image according to our likeness. Now you realize that when you look at that scripture, right after that there's a semicolon. And after they say, let them have dominion. Right? So God created you and I, and he put his image on us. So we carry the image of God. We were created in the likeness of God. And after that, God gave us dominion. You did not begin when God created you. Before you were conceived in your mother's womb, God knew you and he tested you. God knew you and he tested you. Every one of us did not come into this world empty-handed. You were tested. God knew you. He knows what you're capable of handling. He made you so unique, amazing, wonderful. That is why you are one of a kind. That is why, anything that is custom made is one of a kind and it is expensive. You never get anything custom made that is so cheap. That is why you are so expensive in the sight of God. That is why you are one of a kind. You are specially made. You are uniquely made. You are the unique kind. And there's nobody on this earth that ever looks like you, that will look like you, that has ever looked like you. You are one of a kind. You were fearfully and wonderfully made. That is why God said to Jeremiah that before I formed you in your mother's womb, I knew you. That means that God knew him and he tested him. How do I know he was tested? Since before you were born, I sanctified you. That means that he was set apart. I ordained you, or I appointed you as a prophet to the nations. That is where God had tested him, and he had known that he was going to be a prophet to the nations even before he was formed. God tested you and appointed you to be what he created you to be. That is why you don't have to allow anyone to measure you by your academic performance. You don't have to. You don't have to allow anyone to measure you by your academic performance. The fact that you failed one test does not make you a failure, and that should not define you. Ladies and gentlemen, don't allow anyone to define you by your mistakes. You're not your mistakes. Your faults, you're not your faults. Your failures, you're not your failures. I came across this testimony by this wonderful lady called Lisa Nichols. I listened to her testimony. And like many people, she was disqualified by her teachers. And she was told that she should never, ever attempt to become a public speaker just because she failed in English. Many of us have been there. I have a short clip I want you to just watch. And Disclaimer, I do not own the rights to any of this video being played. Just watch this briefly. You see,
I remember when my ninth grade teacher asked me, Lisa, what do you want to be when you grow up? I looked at her and said, alive. I took an English class. I got a fail in English. And my English teacher said in front of the entire class, Lisa, you have to be the weakest writer I've ever met in my entire life. Don't worry, my story ends good. Don't feel sorry for me. I got 7 under my belt. And then the same year, my speech teacher said, after giving me a D-, I knew I had an A in speech. Like, come on. He obviously didn't agree with me. He gave me a D- and said, quote unquote, Miss Nichols, I recommend you never speak in public, that you get a desk job. So here's the beauty of that story. Other people's perception of you ain't none of your business. Everything you've ever been through, sat through, rose through, cried through, prayed through, everything is a setup for your next best season.
All right. And again, thank you for tuning in to my weekly Step Out, Step In podcast. Thank you, everyone. And please share the link as well. When you listen to the entirety of this video, she said at a point she believed what the teacher said. So she got herself a desk job, and she was she was a credit collector, and she failed miserably in that until she identified her purpose. She almost believed what the teacher said to her just because she failed in English. You are not your failure. You are not what others tell you you are. And most of the time, when you believe them, yes, that is what happens. But God created you on purpose, for a purpose and for His purpose. So never allow yourself to be defined by what you might have failed in. You are not a failure because you failed at something. You only become a failure if you refuse to get up and try again. Let me repeat that. You only become a failure if only you refuse to get up and try again. You are not your failure because you failed at something. Remember that every great person has failed at least once in their lifetime. You're not going to be the first, neither are you going to be the last. Good evening, Mary Ado, and okay. I nearly missed today's message. Thank you. But it's going to be on YouTube, so probably you can go back and listen to it. And please, let's comment, and so this can be improved. And as I said, God finished you and brought you into this world to begin what has already been finished. He brought you into this world to begin because He already finished you before He brought you into this world to begin what has already been finished. All components of a product, let me take the cell phone as an example again, comes with the product. You don't buy the cell phone and buy the features that comes with it. You don't buy the cell phone and buy the call button. You don't buy the cell phone and buy the voicemail feature. You don't buy the cell phone and buy the camera and all that. All those components comes with it. It comes with your phone. You entered into this world loaded with gifts, talents, and abilities. Ladies and gentlemen, I keep saying that nobody came into this world empty handed. No one. You are so unique and you have unique gifts, talents, and abilities. And that is what God loaded you with. So you were fully loaded. You were fully loaded. If you go to purchase a car and they tell you the car is fully loaded, you know how expensive it is. That is why you are so expensive. That is why you don't have to listen to the lies of people who do not know you or who did not make you. That is why you don't have to allow anyone to define or judge you by your mistakes, your shortcomings, and your past mistakes, your past failures. You are not your mistakes. You are not your past failures. There's a saying which goes that, and I quote, a bend in the road is not the end of the road unless you fail to make the turn. End of quote. I think this was written by Helen Keller. It says a bend in the road is not the end of the road unless you fail to make a turn. And the purpose of a thing is built into the product. The purpose of everything is built into the product. You were born with a purpose. That is why you have to dream big, and you must dare to dream big each and every single day. You know, sometimes some cultures or culture tells us who you should be. You know, the culture will tell you, some cultures will tell you, you always have to play it safe. You don't have to risk that anything that might make you lose everything you have acquired. You know, some cultures will tell you, always play safe and just be in that small corner. As long as you're comfortable. You know, they have no idea who you are. They have no idea what you've been packaged with. They have no idea what you possess. That is why you must let God be true. And everyone who has doubted you, everyone who has ruled you out, everyone who has underestimated you, everyone who has canceled you to be the liar, you must let God be true. No one knows a product more than the manufacturer. No one knows a product more than the manufacturer. No one's know you more than God knows you. So don't measure yourself with other products. That is why it is a dangerous thing to compare yourself with other people. You know, you don't have to. Once you identify your purpose, because your purpose is different from everybody else. Your purpose is different from everybody else. And always remember that you are custom made by God. God cut you to shape and to size. God made you one of a kind. God made you unique and amazing. God made you to look good, and that is why you are wonderfully made. God gifted you with talents and gifts and abilities. So each and every single day as you stand in the mirror, just know that you are a wow you. You don't have to let people tell you how amazing or handsome. Just like my daughter, if you tell her, oh, you look beautiful, say, oh, thank you, but I already know it. It's not that she's being sarcastic, but she's saying the truth. You know, sometimes people allow themselves to be flattered by other people. But once you know who you are, that is what makes it amazing. That is what makes it amazing. You don't have to believe the lies you were told many years ago. Just like what Lisa Nichols shared. Just the fact that she failed in the subject. Her teachers told her, you can make it. You can make it on your own. You have to work for somebody your entire life. And I believe that many people have believed what the lies that were told many, many years ago. Because they allow themselves to be defined. They allow themselves to let others define them by those little or those small mistakes they made. You are full of potential because you are purpose driven. If you're purpose driven, you are full of potential. You know, there are people that made it after 50 years. So it doesn't matter your age. Don't count yourself out. As long as you don't give up. You know, as I was preparing this, I looked at a few of them, and I saw that Harlan Sanders, we call him Colonel Sanders, the founder of KFC, he became a millionaire at the age of 74. I'm not saying that you are going to become a millionaire at the age of 74. But as you identify your purpose and you walk in your purpose, you focus in your purpose, you stay in your purpose, you will make it. Charles Darwin became wealthy after he published The Origin of, he published a book at the age of 50. You know, there's this Japanese economics professor who quit his job at the age of 55 and he became a real estate tycoon, Takechiro Mori. Ray Kroc convinced the McDonald's brothers to franchise the fast food restaurant at the age of 52. Grandma Moses had her art featured at the Museum of Modern Art at the age of 78. These were people who were up there in age, but they did not give up. So why should you also give up? Don't. Wally Amos sold the famous Amos cookie brand at the age of 49. Pablo Picasso, the famous artist, didn't become a major success until later in his years. And it goes on and on and on. So as you identify your purpose, as you know your purpose, keep pushing, keep persevering, keep moving, no matter how hard and challenging it gets. By the way, it's not going to come easy. It's not going to come cheap. Because one thing I know is God did not promise us anything that is easy. If He had promised us anything that is easy, everybody would have been a champion. But He promises something that is worth it. Keep pushing. Keep persevering. Keep moving no matter how hard and challenging it gets. Don't throw in the towel. I know there's sometimes and there are days that it gets discouraging. You ask yourself, have I truly been called for this? Yes. As long as you don't give up, you will break through. Don't give up on yourself because God hasn't given up on you. You know, the Apostle Paul, close to the end of his life, could say that, for I am already being poured out as a drink offering, and the time of my departure is at hand. Says, I have fought a good fight. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith. This was close to the end of his life. And he penned this to his prodigy Timothy. Says, I have emptied myself. You know, be determined that you will live full. You will live full in your purpose, empty, with no regrets. You don't want to get to the end of your life and realize that your ladder is leaning against the wrong wall with all regrets. No. Be determined that you are going to live for in your purpose. Not somebody else's purpose. Not building somebody else's dream. There's a dream on the inside of you. It doesn't matter if you have tried it and you have failed. Get up again and do it one more time. You know, I believe that if Thomas Edison hadn't developed the light bulb, we would have, I don't know if we would have still been in darkness by now. He never gave up. To the point where his own people were mocking him, they were laughing at him. They said, why don't you give up? Why don't you shut it all down? Because you've tried it many times and it's not working. But he never listened to them because he had a dream. And when you have that dream, it doesn't matter how long it takes. You keep pushing, keep persevering. Even in those challenging and difficult times when people are mocking you, let those that laugh at you come back and laugh with you. So once again, thank you all so much for tuning into my Step Out, Step In podcast. I have one of my greatest cheerleaders on it tonight, Miss Nanaya. Thank you for being the greatest cheerleader. And I always say that remember this. You can tweet it, you can write it down, you can put it somewhere. But remember this, that the world needs your unique gifts, talents, and abilities. You have them. You carry them. You were born with them. You were packaged with them. God deposited all these unique gifts, talents, and abilities on the inside of you before he brought you into this world to begin something he had already finished. Your life is purpose-driven. Identify that purpose. And when you want to identify the purpose, you don't go to the retail store, but you go to the manufacturer, because it is only the manufacturer that understands the product. And you go to the right manufacturer. If you buy a Mercedes-Benz, and if you want to find out something really about that vehicle, you don't send it to Toyota, you don't send it to the Nissan dealership. Where do you take it to? To the Mercedes, because they produce that product. And you don't even send it to the retailer, because the retailer is only selling the product. But if you want to really know much about it, you go to the manufacturer where they manufactured it. So if you don't understand your purpose, if you don't know your purpose, if you haven't identified your purpose yet, go to your manufacturer, God. He knows you better than anybody knows you. And let what he says about you be more important than what others say about you. We live in an environment where now people are becoming more mean. Sometimes I get on social media and I find out, and I check on people's, their comments, especially when there's an event going on. And some people can be really mean. Some people can say things that can demoralize you. Some people can say things that can crush you and let you call in. But you don't have to listen to them, because they didn't make you, number one. They don't know anything about you, number two. And they don't know what God has deposited on the inside of you. David was a shepherd boy in the morning. But in the evening, before the end of the day, when God sent his prophet to the house of Jesse to go anoint the next king of Israel, even though there was a king on the throne, Nobody knew that it was going to be David, but God knew. God knows you. And He has a purpose for your life. Identify that purpose. Walk in that purpose. Stick to that purpose. So you can live full on this earth and you can die empty with no regrets. And again, thank you for watching the Step Out, Step In podcast. I see some thumbs up. I see some hearts. On Facebook, there are some stars. Give me some stars. Give me some stars too. Right. So please don't forget to subscribe to my Step Out, Step In podcast, share, and comment. And click on there's a link that says buy me a coffee. It's a $5 donation. Buy me a coffee. And let's support this podcast. We want to build on it. We want to make it better every single day. And let us know. All right, so please watch this space, and I'll be right back. Step Out, Step In is a weekly podcast to encourage, motivate, inspire you to step out of your comfort zone, to step in to what you have been designed for and to do. Hello, this is David Joe. Please join me this and every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my Step Out, Step In podcast, live on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube page, like and follow me on Facebook and LinkedIn. One more favor, share and comment. Hope to see you on Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, so again, thank you all for tuning in. Am I frozen? Let's see. Okay. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you, Davida. Thank you, Sister Mary Ado. Thank you, Nana Yajo, my greatest cheerleader. Thank you, Mr. William up here, for tuning in. Let me see if I can acknowledge. Okay. And everyone that has tuned in, and if you happen to watch the replay, thank you so much. And don't forget again to subscribe to my YouTube page. Just before I sign off, let me do this real quick. All right, I want to personally invite you, if you are within the Stafford, Quantico, Fredericksburg, Dumfries area. If you're looking for a Bible-believing church, I want to personally invite you, Bible-believing church and a family-oriented church. I want to personally invite you on Sundays at 2 p.m. Every Sunday at 2 p.m. But on April 2nd, we'll be meeting in the morning at 10:30 a.m. April 2nd at 10:30 a.m. The address is 1449 Courthouse Road, Stafford, Virginia, and the zip code is 22554. For more information, you can please visit us on the web, www.allnationsva.org. Again, the website is www.allnationsva.org. I also want to personally introduce my spiritual father. He hosts this live event on Facebook and YouTube, Live with Ambassador of Hope, every Tuesday at 6 p.m. every Tuesday at 6 p.m. On YouTube, it's Franco Fosuapia, the official, and on Facebook, it's the Ambassador of Hope. And these teachings are life-changing and destiny-shaping teachings. I know these are teachings that people pay thousands or hundreds of dollars to go listen to, and he gives it to us for free. It'll help you in your spiritual life, your personal life, your career, your business, your education, and many more. Subscribe to his YouTube page as well and share as we join him every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 6 p.m. as Eastern Standard Time. All right. So again, thank you for tuning in to my live podcast on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Please don't forget to share. Don't forget to comment. Don't forget to subscribe and like me on Facebook. Like me on LinkedIn if you're on there. And let's connect every Monday at 6 p.m. Also, don't forget to support by Buy Me a Coffee. If you look in the link, there's a link that says Buy Me a Coffee. Don't forget. Don't forget to support. Only $5. And let's connect every Monday at 6 p.m. and watch the space. Until we meet again next week, God willing, have a wonderful, amazing, fruitful, and productive week. And again, this is David Joe, and I say goodbye.